Hey guys, Chris Dimitrovitz here, your health and fat loss coach. And in this video today, I want to discuss with you why we gain weight. All right, this is a really good topic, guys. I think there's a lot of misconceptions here, okay? Like the thing about society is it has such a flawed concept of why we gain weight and how to lose it. Okay, it kind of goes something like this. It's if you don't watch your diet and you're eating a bunch of junk food and you're overeating, you have poor willpower, and you're lazy and you're not exercising. That's really what's going to cause you to gain weight and prevent you from losing weight. And it's such a flawed concept when you think about it, and that's what I want to discuss in this video. So I want to kind of give you a new perspective on this, and I'm not necessarily saying it's simpler. The concept I think is simpler, but putting it into practice can definitely be challenging, and that's why a lot of people struggle with their weight. Not only maybe they're taking the wrong approach, but you do need to put in this work. But hopefully this new perspective will allow you to see beyond that sort of limiting belief that we're lazy and we have a lack of willpower as humans. I mean, sure, those definitely that's definitely, there's some truth to that, but it doesn't really paint a big picture. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it, guys. So really, here's the key. Everything is energy, okay? Everything around you, everything within you, it's all energy, okay? And energy has to flow, okay? That's what makes life move forward. And so when energy flow is impeded for whatever reason, that's typically what causes issues in terms of your weight, okay? It's that simple, all right? So here's the thing: is Einstein actually taught us that energy always exists. It can never be created or destroyed. It's always transforming, right? So if you look at a tree through photosynthesis, it basically takes in the sunlight with the water through the roots and the air around it, and it actually makes food, right? So it transforms those energies in its environment to literally make food, to make glucose, right? And us as the humans, then we can consume the food, and then we sort of repeat the cycle, right? We transform that food back into mechanical energy that allows us to run and jump and play and do the things that we need to do as human beings, right? So that's how it works. Energy is always being transferred and transformed, right? So we have to keep the energy flowing in order to do so, right? Otherwise, the energy that we bring in through food, it doesn't get turned into the chemical energy that we need to. Instead, it gets stored as fat, okay? So we're going to talk about why that happens. All right. So here's the key. It's a little bit counterintuitive, right? Anytime there's an energy loss in our body or slowdown of the energy flow, that's when we gain fat. Okay. And on the contrary, when there's a yield or a gain in energy, right? When energy's coming our way and things are flowing, that's when we lose weight. Okay. So the metabolism responds to our overall energy flow, right? Because here's the thing: is fat, right? Our fat mass is really a survival type organ, okay? So when the brain senses that the energy flow from the environment is low, right? Then the metabolism will slow down with it to make sure that when we do consume foods, and of course we'll be hungrier too when this happens, right? Cellular signaling at the brain level will actually signal that we need to eat more food because energy is low. Then we're actually set up for fat storage, right? So it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's all part of survival, right? The problem is in today's world, we're activating that survival mode all the time because there's so much stress, right? So we're gonna get into that, how stress plays such a role, right? So it's so much more. It goes way beyond just food, right? Okay, because like I said, energy is everywhere, right? So here's the thing: it's what people don't realize is this is a big one: is your thoughts and your emotions, they actually carry an energy, they carry a specific vibration with them, okay? So when you hold on to certain negative thoughts or emotions, or limiting beliefs about yourself, that's actually going to cause a drop in your energy flow, okay? So let me give you an example, because there's a huge difference between having a positive emotion versus a negative emotion. Okay, so imagine you're with your friends and you're just laughing, having a great time, right? Maybe you're laughing for half an hour, and that's a great ab workout. That's awesome. but eventually it'll go away, right? And it'll be a very pleasurable experience, but then the experience is over, and you're not going to laugh beyond that, right? You can't laugh 24/7, right? It doesn't work that way. You can imagine how exhausting that would be. So you laugh, and you release, and you have a great time, and then all is good, right? It's a good experience. Now think about a negative emotion, right? Maybe you're feeling unattractive, or you're just feeling inadequate, and imagine you carrying that, holding on to that day in and day out, 24/7. That is exhausting, right? That's exhausting. It's like the laughing all the time, but it's not a pleasurable experience, right? It doesn't go away. So that's what tends to happen to us today, is we hold on, we have these trapped emotions and negative thoughts about ourselves that we hold on to, and we don't release them. And so that's going to bog us down energetically, and quite literally, the brain's going to perceive that as sort of a stressful environment. And so now it's going to act at the metabolic cellular level, and it's going to bring the metabolism down, right? Until that thought or negative emotion is released, right? And now you're going to be eating food, and you might actually crave food in response to this, right? Because we tend to use food and substances to sort of numb our pain or emotions, right? And so that's a huge factor in why we gain weight, okay? That nobody's really talking about, right? So that's the key, guys. The brain is really calibrating your metabolism based on the energy flowing in, right? So what are some ways that we can get our energy flowing? Well, physically, we need nourishment, right? So in previous videos, you know what that looks like. It's beyond diet, right? It's the sunlight, it's the water, the air, food, and grounding, right? Getting connected, right? That's really the key. And then movement is important as well, okay? Because that's how we can generate energy, right? And you don't have to do anything too crazy, but if you're not moving at the moment, then just take baby steps, right? Don't do anything that's stressful. Just do with what you can handle, right? There's such a misconception that people who are overweight are lazy and they're not moving. Well, they're not moving because they're so exhausted, because they don't have the energy flowing, right? So if you start getting your energy flowing, you'll have the energy to move, right? So when somebody's overweight, it's like I said, they have a low energy flow. So asking them to exercise without fixing the energy flow, it's crazy, right? They're going to have so much resistance to it. They're already exhausted, right? So you have to start looking at ways that you can increase your energy flow, right? So nourishment, movement, and the other thing is just positive thoughts, right? So wake up every day, and if you have any negative thoughts, try to turn them into positive thoughts, right? Or write down on paper positive thoughts about yourself, right? Those are all very important factors in getting your energy flowing again, right? Now let's look at factors that will negatively impact your energy flow, okay? Stressors, basically of all kind, any stress. The brain, all stress is the same at the brain. When the brain perceives a stress, like again, it can be a negative thought, negative emotion, can be a physical stressor, can be like an environmental stressor, right? Toxins, right? Chemicals, even people, right? People can be toxic if you have low vibrating people that don't bring you up, and they're negative as well. You can have an energy exchange with somebody like that. It can throw you off, right? And just overall negativity and limiting beliefs, especially about yourself. These are all the things that will cause your energy flow to slow down, and the brain will pick up on that, and it will lower the metabolism, right? It's communicating with every cell of your body, right? So let's talk a little bit, just very briefly, about what's happening at the cellular level, okay? So in every cell of your body, you have mitochondria, right? And these are like the power plants, or the engines of your cell, right? I like to refer them as energy sensors as well, because basically what they do is they're there to produce energy at the cellular level, right? But they only need to produce energy or work really hard when the energy is not flowing properly, okay? So when you're in this state where your energy flow is poor, your mitochondria have to work that much harder, right? And here's the thing is, when your engine's really working hard over time, all the time, and it's not getting the repair it needs, then of course that think about it, you're not gonna have good energy production within, right, at a cellular level. So you need to take good care of your mitochondria, right? So the more you nourish your body with sunlight, and you're on the ground and you're drinking water, the less work your mitochondria has to do, because you've used external factors to get your energy flowing, right? And of course, if you can have a positive mindset and things like that, and you can mitigate the stressors that actually are going to cause your mitochondria to work over time and damage them, right? And get really, get good sleep. That's when your mitochondria actually does its repair. then these are all the things that are going to optimize your metabolism, right? And keep the brain calm so that the metabolism can basically do its thing, right? So now you're eating what you enjoy, and your energy's flowing, and you're not storing everything as fat because you're not in that sort of survival mode, right? So that's really the key, guys. It's all about the energy flow. And I hope this was helpful. You have some good tips on how to increase your energy flow and how to mitigate, energy losses, right? So that you can keep your flow going, right? Sort of that two-sided equation. So hope this was helpful and it gives you another perspective. So you can be kind to yourself, and you're not lazy. You don't have poor willpower. You just need to focus on your energy flow. That's the key, guys. All right. So, again, hope that was helpful. If you haven't already, please click the like and subscribe button, and we will see you in future videos. Take care, guys. Have an awesome day.